they're really going to have to rely on the Void Spirit and the Wind Ranger to have good starts, to be heroes that start fights for them. Because this Medusa is not just going to be the tanky frontliner that's just going to stand. She will be tanky, but she's not going to be like a Medusa that's sitting there and hitting a tower and they can't do anything about it when they have an Aegis on her at like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah. Certainly going to be a very entertaining experience. We're also going to be having this Winter Wyvern come in from Sakata. So that, honestly, with Sakata being there, that maybe also changes why they might want the Medusa to not be the safe laner. Winter's Curse is really terrible to deal with as Dusa, especially given that you're the one that's the anchor point in the middle of the fight. So it'll be interesting to see what Sakata is able to accomplish. Another interesting thing we have here is CTY on the Wind Ranger. We've been seeing more and more of this hero in a bevy of different roles, but it's the first time I've seen her in a pro game going safe lane. What do we think? Is there any change up given her increased priority in terms of how she should build up?
No, I still think Klepnir is by and far the best item that hero can build full stop. The one thing that I could probably see is maybe you get like Manta style on this hero. Just try and have those extra couple of illusions floating around. Maybe you get like a Skadi at some point or like a Daedalus and go pure damage. But yeah, it's still very much the same.
Oh, they are going to get themselves first blood, Big Brain, by bringing down Ice. Team Zero could not get him out of trouble. And funnily enough, TZ gets the kill onto TZ on a Shadow Demon. Good stuff.
It's very, very weird to look at. TZ being the player and then TZ being the abbreviation of Team Zero. Never noticed it until now. Now I'm just gonna keep staring at the entire game. God.
Just be glad he's not on Team Zero because then it'd be TZ.
I think that'd be hilarious. That'd be the best way to do it. It's like when you've seen like some teams in the past where they were like player names or player names plus certain people. The abbreviation would be the player name. And it's like player name on player name. Bottom? Oh, the power
almost
shot
had a dead Rubik, but the power shot didn't connect. Oh, that's very unfortunate. He definitely would have died had it hit. He's at like 90 health on the Rubik. Still, though, I suppose it's a proof of concept for Team Zero that they have enough damage to really threaten these heroes. And CSJ also should watch himself. He's fairly far forward right now. Power shot is back online. Ench does have a creep to try and... oh, she has attendance. Okay, I see why he's playing like this. She didn't go Ench level 1. She went attendance. So CSJ is actually not under that much danger.
Yeah. They just want to get these trades going, right? Because I think ZZQ understands they didn't really bring that much regen to the lane. They only have one set of tangos between the two of them. And to be fair, neither really did Team Zero. So they would just want to try and play around the Nature's attendance and win those fights. And now that they've got the little chicken, this could be a bit of a rough go here for CSJ. But
see how this
it's
top
going
lane goes.
A lot better this time around here, Snare. And I think that's a big positive for Big Brain, is that these lanes aren't really ballooning out of control for them.
They're not getting crushed like in game 1. They got the first blood. So, a lot of positives, but it is still early days. And unfortunately for them, their heroes aren't necessarily the most mobile on the map. Beastmaster, Winter Wyvern, these heroes can start making big moves, but they prefer playing with the entire team. So it's going to take a little bit of time before Sakata marshals the whole gang together. So that does mean that CSJ, you're on your own for a bit, buddy. But you already have a lot more CS than in game 1, so you should be fine.
Yeah, he's actually been able to play the lane a little bit more. That definitely could be off the back of his support being just a little bit better than what the Dark Willow was. I haven't really seen the prowess of her just yet. Maybe we might see some Dark Willow specialists in some of the other tournaments that are going on right now. See if they're able to play her, but definitely not good.
Oh no,
good
Medusa's dead. Medusa. Okay. Whew. She just barely got off the magic wand. Ice though might not be as lucky. One more Shadow Poison. Is 3 enough? It should be. Get the... okay, with 4, you are super dead. Super dead.
That's huge. Would have been much better if they killed Beyond, but at the end of the day, he's basically no mana. Doesn't even have enough mana to Mystic Snake, so he's in a pretty rough spot. But ZZQ finally gets one back there onto the Rubik.
Rubik ends up taking a tumble down bottom. The more important thing here is the fact that ZZQ doing all the skirmish activity with CSJ and the Rubik, but leaving CTY to his own devices and casually right-clicking away. This Wind Ranger is second on the map in terms of CS numbers. Number 1 is coming through the mid lane. So she gets closer towards this. Oh no, and here's some more gold with the life of this Beastmaster. And they give it towards CTY to make sure he gets all the gold. And something I've noticed that they always do, Team Zero, whenever possible, they'll leave your life lingering for a second or two just to ensure CTY collects as much gold as possible.
That was a good play there from ZZQ, just constantly harassing CSJ, and then as soon as he took one misstep, enchanted and went down. They didn't even have to use a shackle shot for that. So this lane has a decent amount of kill threat, and I think that really enabled them to be able to make this change with the Wind Ranger, the fact they have such a strong laner in the Enchantress, and Rubik is not going to be the best hero into this support, just because I just don't have that much damage to be able to deal with her early on. And you can just see what ZZQ is doing, right? He gets the Hurricane to be able to bring CSJ back in for more auto attacks.
Dude, all right, ZZQ, series MVP if they win this game. What a player. Top lane, they're going on to the Terrorblade, but the God King has enough help to bring down Ice first. And ZZQ might finally be overextended for once, gets dragged back in with the telekinesis. However, Wind Ranger going in onto the Rubik. They want to try and bring down the Grand Magus, and they manage to do so. ZZQ will live. CSJ cannot avenge him. And the Enchantress, she gets Nature's Attendants back online so she can just pop them, sustain herself back up. They're actually going on to CSJ now. Oh my goodness. Enchantress back off cooldown. Some impetus hits come in, and CTY will get this kill. Who is this guy? ZZQ is just doing everything today.
Yeah, ZZQ is like actually owning it, and this has been a bit of a masterclass about how to play as a position 5. I think his spacing and positioning against CSJ, as well as you know, the position 4 for Big Brain, has really he's just outplayed them. He's always been in a better position. He's always been able to trade. He's always been able to get more damage than they have been, and he has really owned this lane. CTY must be feeling very happy that he's +5s on 1 today.
Yep. ZZQ right now probably looking towards Div 1, looking at his former comrades on the side of PSG LGD, being like, man, I'm good enough to be in that squad. Let me show you.
He's definitely owning. Definitely showing that he's got the chops, and it's exactly what Team Zero need going out of this tour, right? We've talked about it across a lot of these broadcasts. I know a lot of people have as well. This is like, I don't want to say your audition for the TI qualifiers, but this is you like playing yourself into form, right? Like a lot of people talk about match fitness in regular sports, but same thing happens in Dota, right? Like if you're able to just play yourself into form, and ZZQ just being able to kind of see through the matrix and get himself into better positions and win these lanes so hard for CTY, puts him into a really, really good spot when those qualifiers do come around.
Yep. Making sure you're in form for TI qualifiers, and if in the event that those qualifiers don't go well, you're also looking towards auditioning for a bigger team down the stretch. In the mid lane, Sakata forced to commit the Winter's Curse just to protect himself, because 7E was 100% going to jump him with the Astral Step.
CSJ is mega dead.
He is so dead. Shackle Shot won't latch, but they have Focus Fire, they have right clicks, and they have the Beastmaster's life. Well, I feel bad now. We were saying, hey, CSJ is allowed to play Dota. We were premature on that call, buddy. He is not allowed to play Dota this series, not at all.
Yeah, I think CSJ after this, after this series, you just close it and, I don't know, go watch some anime or go out for dinner or something. This is not a good day for him. And now ZZQ is level 5, CTY is level 6, and he's level 4. Oof. Like, he is so far behind when it comes to his net worth that it's so rough. And being an offlaner in these patches, you're generally given kind of a centerpiece to a lot of these drafts. Either you set up fights or you enable some of these heroes, and unfortunately for the Beastmaster, it's not going to happen this time around.
In the mid lane, we're going to have a small skirmish happening here in the river. Ice found some spells out onto Sakata. 70, not sure he has all what he needs to finish him off, but he's going to try for it. Going in onto Sakata, gets lifted back by the Rubik. He really wants this chase though. Dissimulate, going to be up again in... Actually, doesn't have it leveled. Misses the Aether Remnant. Astral Step not online just yet, so the kill doesn't happen. Ice will indeed draw the attention of the supports, and they kill him off underneath the tier 1. The 70 did not find his prize. And I'm not sure he'll find the Shadow Demon either. He will make the attempt though. Misses another Remnant. While this is happening, CTY is killing off the Beastmaster on the other side of the map. Unfortunately though, the level of net worth he has, Beastmaster is just a support, so it's not that special when he dies, but it's very special when Beyond gets taken out. Finally, they've tried so many times in the top lane to kill Beyond, but this is the only time there's literally nobody to come help him, and they take advantage of it at long last for Big Brain.
Yeah, good rotation from Sakata. He went up there, got a bit of regen, was able to get back up to a healthy stand, and then just a little bit of chip damage coming in from God King meant that Beyond was not in the right space to be able to survive that gank. But now we see that 7E is starting to put the pressure back onto this Terrorblade, who is having a pretty good game so far. 4.2k net worth, obviously not close to CTY, who's got a massive amount of kills in this bottom lane, 4-0-2, but still doing pretty well for himself. This game is going relatively even, but it's all about getting as much net worth as you can before this Team Zero ball kind of comes at your face. Like CTY, he's going to get to the point where he'll take this tier 1 tower on the bottom side, he'll get his Maelstrom up, and then he'll kind of just run around the map and try and kill people. And that's where they're able to snowball pretty hard for Team Zero. Like Beyond's got his Phylactery now, 7E is getting close to parts of his Echo Saber, and that's when it all comes together for Team Zero. Whereas for Big Brain, they're still waiting for a few pieces of their puzzle to arrive.
We need a lot of pieces. Still need to finish the Witchblade for the Winter Wyvern. We need some items.
CTY is in so much trouble.
Nice chill, dude. One run, through a shackle shot. That's the issue. They don't have any mobility with these heroes. Sakata performs a Winter's Curse onto this Void Spirit, but that's only to protect CSJ. 7E himself is under no real threat of dying here with a solitary step in the Astral available. Still kind of surprised he hasn't put any, not even the value points into Dissimulate, but he's sticking around here. Maybe trying to hog some experience, but dude, TZ is gonna throw his poison at you, so you gotta get out.
Yeah, they saw the stacks as well and wanted to try and yoink some of them. But unfortunately for 7E, wasn't able to do that. CTY potentially could have come close to the area and maybe tried to deal with it, but he was not close enough. Also, not being able to get a long range snipe with the power shot. The fact that it's only level 1 means that it's a little hard for them. So
also, it's CTY. CTY is an old school Chinese carry player. It's not 20 minutes, man. Don't even look at me. I'm not even on the team right now. I'm playing PvE Dota at that point.
I already hate creeps. There's too many creeps in my bottom lane, brother. They keep spawning for some reason. I don't know how to get rid of them.
Mid lane. We'll have a small contest around this tier 1 tower. Team Zero, though, have Beyond here, and they have a Siege Wagon, so they should be able to claim it. He attempted a deny, would have been pretty cool from Sakata, but Beyond is the one that gets the tower. He also ports back north, so he can defend it tier 1 from an encroaching push from the God King. The way that they're controlling the map, for me, is even more impressive than how they've handled the lanes. Team Zero just giving us a masterclass on how to play Dota from an advantageous position.
Yeah, I think they're doing a really good job at just getting the right objectives at the right time. And Big Brain, they're getting some trades by being able to pressure out 7E, but I would like to see them turn this into some more objective pressure. Maybe they kind of group up as 3 to 4 heroes to take one of these tier 1 towers, preferentially the bottom tier 1 towers, so it just enables CSJ a little bit more. But yeah, they just haven't been able to put that pressure because they are still really far behind.
Poor Rubik. Oh, actually, lucky Rubik. How did that not latch behind him? Okay. I don't know what happened to this tree just here. It looks like it got cut down earlier. It might have even been a power shot that cut. That would be really funny. Whatever happened does mean that the Rubik doesn't die here. However, the Shadow Demon might not be as lucky as now that 7E is here. They not only have damage, but they have reach. They extended onto this hero. Sakata coming in, has Winter's Curse, hoping to catch 7E and CTY, but he's just too far away. Might just have to settle for ZZQ's life. They should have enough damage for this. 8 the Remnants thrown out. This time around, Rubik will get lashed, but they don't catch up to him in time. So he does throw out the telekinesis. Nobody from the side of Team Zero ends up dead. That is a big, big problem for Sakata because he's wasted a lot of time here, Fluke, moving around, but not actually catching any of these heroes.
Yeah, that's the one issue that I have with this Winter Wyvern as a mid, is you need a lot of lockdown around her to be able to enable her to get a lot of this damage down. But They have Raw, but CSJ is in no way, shape, or form ready to try and fight. They've got Disruption, which doesn't help you because you can't do your damage while the stun is going, and then you've got Telekinesis, which is relatively low. So it is hard for the Winter Wyvern to actually be able to play this game. And being a universal hero, it's always a big check in my book, but you have to try and survive here.
Ouch.
Oh, okay.
Well, first zap of the game, some bonus damage for Ice Ice. Also, I love the Team Zero patience on that play, right? Because they smoke up. Beyond actually caught a glimpse of where TZ was, but instead of making a call to run directly to the Shadow Demon, they're like, no. We want the Winter Wyvern. We will be able to find him. We wrap all the way around, and we first get down the ward before we make the jump, even though Ice Ice had his smoke broken. Very good patience. It pays off. And Winter Wyvern even further away from having the Witchblade for this game.
Yeah, it's kind of feeling like game number 1 all over again, right? For Cicada. Has a very key item they need to get. Hasn't been able to land it, but maybe they get... Okay, they get the free kill there on a ZZQ. So his first death in 2 games. And kind of just being a nuisance in that bottom side.
His first death across 2 games. That's kind of nuts to think about. So what? What's his combined score then? What's his score right now? He's 3-1-3, right? So his combined score is 9-1-18 in this series.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It was pretty good. Yeah, but to combine that on an Enchantress and a Venomancer, I think a lot of people who were playing their pubs today would have been very, very happy, especially a lot of the 5 players would be very happy.
Yeah.
But this is where it starts getting to the point where a lot of these items are kind of going to be able to balloon the start for them, right? 7E, he's got his Echo Saber running out, so that's a lot of damage that's coming in for him. They've got the drums online for ZZQ. CTY is going to have a Lincoln Sphere and a few hundred gold. Beyond is building like a carry, so it has the
no. Beyond and then they're going on to God King. God King dies too fast. Oh my God, what a save! Winter's Curse coming in from Cicada. They get off the Thunder from the God King. He stays alive. Disruption onto Beyond. We spoke about it in the draft, how annoying it can be for Dusa. She just has to TP out. And Cicada, what a god. They smoked up with TZ. God King was dangling, right? And honestly, I didn't think they'd get there in time to save him. Cicada just pitched up Whipblade. It was so close, Fluke, but it ends up being great for them. And now he might also get a kill onto Ice Ice. Beautiful body blocks, preventing the TI winner from escaping up the ramp. And that leads Cicada into another kill for the Winter Wyvern. Oh my God, if the game ends up being in favor of Big Brain, that's the play that changed it.
Yeah, that was sick. I was just about to touch on the fact that God King hasn't been touched on the Terrorblade, right? Like, he had a pretty good lane. He was able to sit back and farm. He's got Diffuser Blade up as well. He's got his Dragonlance. Now he's going to be going in towards the Halberd. For him, so... Yeah, I feel like he's probably going to be doing what he's known for, right? Like, maybe a bit of just... Oh, actually, you can't disassemble because it has a recipe, right? So...
Okay. Well, I mean, you're not incorrect that the God King is known for these off-kilter item builds, so... Average time,
that's what I'm thinking. It's like what is God King cooking this time around? Like, has he found something that's broken again?
TZ, his life is going to get broken, unfortunately, as he eats a long-range impetus shot coming in from ZZQ, who adds another to the tally. He has now 20 combined kills. No, 10 combined kills, not 20. 10. Sorry, my bad. Not bad for this Enchantress across the series. Down bottom, CSJ. Well, CTY is saying, hey man, my tier 1 tower is still alive, so your laning phase is not over. I can still bully you if you step even 1 foot wrong. And then how many deaths does he have? This is his 5th death in the 2nd game.
Oofed. He's got Midas, so he can catch up if this game goes later.
Midas.
But it's always very depressing when your offlaner has a Midas and they're not playing Doom. You're like, come on, man. Like, what is happening?
Which is more depressing, Bounty Midas or Beastmaster Midas?
Oh, the Bounty one baffles me, but the Beastmaster one is pure depression because you're like, he just did not have a game, like just not a game at all. That you're thinking I need Midas to catch up instead of I get some auras and feel strong.
Radiant are scanning.
Throughout the history of Dota 2, Midas has only been bought 10 times on Beastmaster. Very, very rare. Mid lane. Oh no. Look at this. Guess what they found? It's the God King, the DD on 7E. But they don't actually want to take this fight just yet. They're afraid of where the Winter Wyvern is. Without vision of Sakata, he's demonstrated up on top how dangerous he could be. Honestly, he's very lucky because they could have jumped and killed the God King without him. They will zap instead onto the Shadow Demon, but Sakata, yet again, proving some value. Cold Embrace not only keeps TZ alive, it prevents the bonus damage for the Lion. Disruption will be there as well. Winter's Curse does come out. Sakata and crew, do they have what it takes? There's a Stone Gaze out from beyond, but it's not going to be good enough. They kill off this Void Spirit. And Sakata, okay, both on top, and now not only with him being in the fight, but just simply his presence of not knowing where he is, changing how Team Zero are playing Dota right now and giving a better opportunity for Big Brain.
Yeah, Sakata's doing a really good job at keeping him in this fight. One big thing is CTY was not at that engagement. He did just have his Lincoln Sphere being picked up. Then maybe it might turn their favors.
ZZQ, very far forward. I know you've had a good series, my friend, but maybe not that good. Beyond is also now on the high ground. Ice blinks in. Doesn't have access to the ultimate. The hell is happening from Team Zero? Ice will die. There's going to be a focus fire coming in onto the God King. But CTY misses with the shackle shot. So they have no way to lock him down for the additional damage. 7E thinking about jumping in. He finds Sakata here, dragging him back in. Nice little save from TZ. TZ's been on point in this fight. Shackle shot won't latch. Do they have the damage to find this kill? Not just yet. They turn onto the Medusa. Primal Roar comes out from CSJ at long last, and that enables them to kill off Beyond. The Aether Remnants will be thrown in to buy some time by 7E. They catch it out onto the God King, but God King still very, very strong in this fight. 7E now turning his attention towards the Rubik, but he doesn't die either. TZ saves him too with the Dissimulate, and he's still alive. 7E is back out in the fight. Sakata is not dead. He's still alive. Throws a Winter's Curse onto Ice, keeping himself up. The Medusa's already gone, and now the God King feeling hella strong. He does get shackled though. CTY going in with the focus fire, trying to bring down this Terrorblade, who's falling lower and lower. He's in front of the tier 2. He throws in the Thunder, but he's still gonna die. What the hell is this fight? CSJ now loses his life to 7E, and that's gonna be a triple kill for the Void Spirit. When all is said and done here, Fluke, 8 heroes find themselves involved and losing their lives around this mid lane. But the fight still ends in pretty much the same position that it started.
That was the weirdest engagement I'd watched in a long time. I honestly thought that was Team Zero running into their deaths. I thought they were like, I was like, oh no, this is save a mate syndrome, right? They're just constantly running in and feeding and just dying, and this is just where it's going to balloon out of control for Big Brain. But they just really pushed their limits. And a lot of their heroes, they were able to get some clutch pickoffs. They were able to get a few clutch saves. The fact that 7E was having that fight with TZ, was still able to win it before he eventually gets out after some of those Shadow Poison stacks do go down. Means they're able to just drag at that fight long enough that they're eventually able to get the kills. CTY as well as 7E were able to stay alive throughout the entirety of that, and that's massive for them. These Universal heroes are really going to start to get to the point where they're going to hit extremely hard. And they're doing a really great job right now at being hard to deal with, is the biggest thing for me, and just not having the damage to kill them. Yep. CTY, you got to be careful, buddy. Not good.
No.
7. They can't kill it.
They actually have to go back to base. Yeah, they have to go back to base. Feels bad, mate.
Oh, yikes.
It happens. To be fair, you know, fortunately for them, the first shards that they would get aren't game-breaking, you know? Lion Shard. Yeah. The only thing that reason you want Lion Shard is for TB, but End Shard, meh, whatever. Not that great. It's fine.
Yeah,
the double End is good.
Yeah, I think End Shard would be okay with little friends. Just to be able to kind of throw it out onto the Beastmaster. He isn't going like a Helm of the Overlord, so it's not like you're going to get like a big Ancient Creep punching him in the face, but still means that a few things are going to be able to turn around. But Ice, oh man.
Super dead. Super dead.
Yeah.
That's an Aghanim Scepter out on Sakata as well with the Switchblade. An obscene amount of damage coming in. We're almost fully online. We just need one more like stat item to help them out in the mana department, then we will have a proper core Winter Wyvern. Down bottom, ZZQ gets caught, and ZZQ is a very, very dead. They should have given that kill to CSJ though. CSJ deserves every kill thrown onto ZZQ. From what he's experienced in this series, he needs his revenge, man.
Yeah, I think he's just happy that this game isn't over at 23 minutes. So still being able to be in the fight. So it's getting to the point now where Team Zero, yeah, they're ahead by 5,000 gold. But they still need to start winning these team fights. And as you said, Cicada's becoming a problem. He's becoming very, very scary and hard to deal with. They need to catch him out.
Yep. Speaking of Cicada, he has a Winter's Curse out on the top side of the map. They really want to kill off CTY. They want this Wind Ranger, and they are going to get her. Cicada's now on a mega kill streak. And they might get more. Disruption went in. 7E, though, finds the Shadow Demon. The zap will be there from Ice Ice, but yet again, Cicada delays the inevitable long enough that they kill off the Lion. Terrorblade here as well now with the Metamorphosis. And ZZQ, no forced off available. Aether Remnant, they'll try to keep him alive. It'll hold off Cicada for a while. But with the Rubik being there with the lift back and the zap, even steals the kill away. They ensure that they win the top fight. 3 for 1. Cicada involved yet again. And Big Brain have now shaved the gold lead to only 2k. And after they take this tier 1 tower, it might even be just back to even parity here, Fluke.
Yeah, this is becoming a big issue now for Team Zero. They just don't have what they need to try and deal with Cicada. He's done a really, really good job at just keeping himself in these side positions, right, over the trees and out of sight. And whenever they're able to pop the Lincolns onto CTY, he's just free food. Even if the Winter's Curse doesn't have many people around, they just set up enough for him to be able to deal the damage. And this is why this core Winter Wyvern can be very, very scary. And Lincolns are very, very important, because if you get that Winter's Curse out, you can still deal full damage to people, and it is just a straight up stun. And definitely feels pretty good right now for Big Brain fans in chat. The fact that God King's doing well and Cicada are doing well. Yeah, CSJ, he's starting to get his farm, so now he's got Blink as well as a Crimson Guard, so he's caught up. You know, he's just behind 7E, who for some reason these Void Spirits are really struggling in this series.
Yep.
Not sure why that is.
We're having some balance brought to the Dota world. Initially, these heroes were too strong, so today they are experiencing some degree of humility. But he does have a Manta style now, though, so he has Manta with the Echo. Still feeling very, very strong. And with the Aghanim Scepter just picked up by a CTY, Team Zero actually have just hit a little bit of a timing. The only thing they lack is defensive itemization. So in that window, though, we might see an offense being mounted by a Big Brain as they smoke up with 3. They're heading to the top side of the map. The God King is already here. Beastmaster's already here. The rest of the heroes trailing in. And they do not have a mobility item just yet on the Shadow Demon, but they do have it on the Rubik. And we know just how powerful Blink Lift can be in the game of Dota 2.
Also, Blink Hex could be very, very spooky if Cicada gets found out. I think that's going to be a big point for both these two teams. What happens to Cicada? Does he get Blink Hexed? Does he get a good Winter's Curse off?
Let's see what's going to happen. ZZQ, he's the first one caught right next to the Terrorblade. But they will be able to interrupt this for now. In the meantime, we'll find TZ on the back edge of the fight. The Shadow Demon falling very low. He did drop down the Demonic Purge before he died, with the Stone Gaze being thrown in by Beyond to make sure nobody can come. There's no reveal. There's no sentries. There's no gem. 7E eventually jumps in to find the kill. Beyond, though, losing HP. The blink from Rubik lifting back the Medusa, enabling the God King to finish him off. 7E is in the middle of so many heroes, all by his lonesome right now. He needs some assistance. He doesn't have to simulate to Astral Step, and therefore it doesn't have a life. It's a double kill for the God King. The Terrorblade getting 2 cores, and now the path to Roshan is open. Fluke, is this the turnaround? The whole game feels like it's going all Big Brain at the moment.
Oh yeah, 100%. We saw CTY. He did a good job at just getting on top of Cicada. Forced him to Winter's Curse him in a poor position. Didn't get that extra damage out. But Cicada rejoined the fight. CTY didn't. CTY was hitting creeps in the dire jungle. There was, I don't know, maybe there was a leave call. Maybe there was something else from a lack of communication between, you know, human CTY. And to me, I'm not sure if 100% sold on Beyond building a Manta style. I think maybe they thought with how the game was going that they wanted an extra physical damage carry, but him not having that early Aghanims meant that a lot of their team fights really didn't feel that great. And when you're playing this offlane Medusa, I much prefer when you go for these items that just make you a little bit tankier. If you wanted to get like a damage item, build a Skadi. just build an item that allows you to stick in these fights and just have a bigger mana pool, because that's kind of the point of this offlane Medusa, is you just want to be this big beefcake that constantly gets Mystic Snakes out and uses the Aghanim Scepter to kind of have that team fight control. But it's just gotten to the point now where TB is too big. Like, TB is almost level 20, got a Diffusal Blade, Silver Edge, Hurricane Pike. Like, I'm not quite sure how they're supposed to deal with these heroes here for Big Brain.
Also, hilariously enough, in that last fight, we saw some of the genius of God King coming to fruition, because he's standing there eating damage, and you're like, why are they not hitting him? Then you're like, by the way, he has a halberd. By the way, he bought Heaven's halberd. Nobody on the enemy team has, there's no Bloodthorn, there's no Revenant's Brooch, there's no MKB, none of that stuff. So he's just eating all the damage, and now CTY might eat more than he can chew down bottom, forced to try and run himself away. He's trying to TP out right now. Can he get out? Mike, what? Dude, CTY is actually a genius. All right. Who needs to know about the new map, Fluke, when you just have 10,000 IQ points? Gets him out of trouble by himself.
Well, I guess the big thing is they probably still needed to pop his Lincolns, but I thought everyone was close enough. I thought that definitely that we could have seen like a Halberd pop and then a Winter's Curse from Cicada, but wasn't close enough. And yeah, CTY gets out of it, even though he runs himself into a direct dead end, which was very funny to watch. But yeah, they're constantly just trying to play these side lanes now, because they can feel the squeeze, right? Like, obviously there's an Aegis on the side of Big Brain, but their net worth lead has completely dissipated.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
We'll see what they can get out of this Aegis. They're trying to push the tier 2 tower down bottom. The actual Aegis carrier isn't here though, so this is a somewhat dangerous move, because they could potentially be playing 4v5 without Cicada. And high key, Cicada is the most important person for their team fight. Like high key.
If he gets caught and killed in any of these fights without getting a good Winter's Curse off, then it is very hard for them. They still do have a big Terrorblade, which is a big positive for them. The fact that God King is such a menace right now. Speaking
of God King, though, he gets dragged back a little bit by 7E.
Oh, they rolled
CSJ
Disillusion.
already threw in the Primal Roar, but they have caught the God King. This is the real target. They want the Terrorblade. He's invis, but they did already throw in the dust. Do they have the damage for this? Yes, they do. Disruption will be there, but here comes CTY. Has Shackle Shot in a couple of seconds. Sunder goes out onto a Medusa illusion, but unfortunately, Medusa is right in front of the Terrorblade, preventing any escape with the Stone Gaze. They even throw in the Lion Ultimate for good measure, and that will enable them to find the kill. Terrorblade is gone. The rest of Big Brain trying their utmost to flee. CTY finds a Shackle Shot onto the Rubik that sets up for the Grand Magus to be killed off. And Team Zero, they punished Cicada's positioning. Bro, he pointed to the TP tower, the tier 2 tower in the top lane. They had an observer with there. And then somebody's like, wait a second. If Cicada's here with an Aegis, why don't we just go fight? And immediately you see the mass Power Rangers TPs come in and they secure the Terrorblade's life.
Yeah, that was a really smart rotation from Team Zero. And that's why, you know, I feel like the early game has been so good, even though that this game is starting to feel a little dicey for them. And it's just been their macro movements, right? And a lot of their decision making has been very, very good, especially in game number 1. There were some moments, especially in that, not the one that they just had, but the previous team fight near the Roche Pit, where I was questioning what their decision making and their team play looked like, but they're able to bring it back that time around and really punish Big Brain for having an Aegis on their Winter Wyvern and not on their Terrorblade. But yeah, it's the reason why Team Zero are always going to be in this game. But Big Brain, they can definitely close this out. I think TB is going to get to the point where he's nigh unkillable. Like, he's still got Scardy to build. He's still got a little bit of extra damage if he wants to try and go for... It looks like he's going to go for a Nullifier, but, you know, Scardy, Butterfly, all those very big late game carry items for the Terrorblade are going to be very hard for them to deal with.
You fool, Fluke. You forgot who you're watching. You're watching the God King.
I just saw
You're talking to me about butterflies and Scuddies? What do you mean, bro? He's buying Orchid Malevolence. This is the God King. CTY might get killed off in the top lane. Ice happy to break the smoke on his behalf. I mean, you're playing Lion. You already have Blink forced off. You don't actually need more items, so who cares? But it does matter unless CTY... Dude, CTY is actually a madman. He's not TPing out right now. He's just chilling. He's waiting for these heroes to leave. He's going to just carry on farming. Who is this guy, dude? What a player.
Yeah, I think he was hoping for maybe a straggler to come towards the top side because, you know, playing around his vision, means that if anybody comes not within earshot of one of those heroes, he could definitely punish them. But gonna sit back and farm. They're probably gonna lose their 2-2 tower in the top lane as well. With your Lion dead, you probably don't want to have these fights going. But 7E is able to clear out some of the ancient camps. He's got a gem now as well, playing these side lanes. And Big Brain, they really just kind of want to try and put their presence and try and force a full 5v5. Because if they can force a fight on their terms, it doesn't matter if they're 8k behind just because of the Winter Wyvern, right? Like, she is such a turret in the background, and the Winter's Curse is such a scary ability for them to go into, that it is going to be very, very hard for Team Zero to get a fight going if they don't find, I would say, the Winter Wyvern first and kind of stun her and blow her up.
Right now, Big Brain, with this Winter Wyvern, going to be stealing away a Tormentor, so we have an Aghanim Shard taken. That's a pretty big one. Demonic Cleanse in this game does feel pretty legit. So they got themselves a little bit stronger. Still contending with an 8k gold lead. However, they are able to take away the tier 2 tower down in the top lane. An intriguing game of Dota that we still have to be played out here, as they can still get a lot stronger on the Dire side. Radiant side feels like they've turned a corner. 7E has Linken's, Echo, and Manta. Suddenly much harder to kill on this Void Spirit. And once he gets the Nullifier as well, can also play offensively.
Oh, he's in lots of trouble.
Let's see, can Rubik catch up? Four stops there, there's the lift. We have Dissimulate again in 3 seconds. Another Astral Steps charge.
Oh, they found Sakata.
He's chilled. They found Sakata. Oh my god, how did they find Sakata? Holy smokes, while the rest of the team is distracted, Sakata gets picked off by CTY and the gang. Oh no. That is a pretty big deal. They're actually smoking to come fight this. I don't know about this, Luke.
That's a Magician's sleight of hand, that one, where 7E is just like, I'm all an illusion. And they get the real prize in Sakata. They're probably going to lose DPC because of this.
Maybe not.
CSJ.
They have a lot of forced offs right now. He gets forced off back into safety. Shackle Shot catches CSJ before he can Primal Roar. And now that leaves them trying to catch out the kill Rubik. Disruption will be there to save him. I must say, TZ has been on point this game with that spell. Unfortunately, though, 7E still has charges on the Astral Step, so he'll finish off the assassination attempt. And this will open up the tier 2 tower. If they want to sit here, Creep Wave is a little bit further back, so they're going to rather take the tier 2 in the top lane, come back later for the tier 2 in the mid.
Yeah. Looks like they want to try and get a fight going. They found the real TB.
They got the God King. Shackle Shot was there. TZ yet again on point with the salvation attempt. There's going to be the jump in from this Lion. Do they have what it takes? Can they get off the Sunder? Cold Embrace. That's actually preventing Sunder. Sakata, what have you done? Okay, he buys space and time with the Winter's Curse. Throws it in onto the Lion. Shackle Shot will be there, latching him to another creep. Beyond throws in the Stone Gaze, breaking up the fight as he's in the middle of all of it. Stunning up several heroes. Sakata now gets zapped down by the Lion. Does have buyback. CSJ losing out on his life as well with all these right clicks. TZ will fare no better. And now God King, maybe this time they finally caught him. But he does get forced off into the base by this Rubik. That means he has no forced off left for himself. Gonna get caught out, hexed out, killed off. And Team Zero, they don't get their big prize, but in some sense here, Fluke, they might have gotten even more.
Yeah, Team Zero are just outplaying them. To put it simply, I think the way that they're playing these fights, the way that they're forcing out these spells, they're not getting themselves clumped up. They're, you know, just making this game so hard for Big Brain. Like, they have to play so immaculately in these team fights when they get caught out that it is hard for them to play. Oh, Sakata, he bought back, man.
Oh no, Sakata just bought back. There's a Shackle Shot. He's caught and killed. 90 seconds, no buyback. The God King is dead as well without buyback. And that's it. GG, well played is called. They throw in the towel. Team Zero get the 2-0 and show us right now that probably they are the team to beat within the Chinese region. What a